All right, hey guys, let's talk about how ridiculous this Penn State recruiting class is. My last video was on the Junior Worlds, of which half of those guys are on Penn State's team. 3 of them are in the same recruiting class. Obviously, Josh Barr is older, PJ Duke is younger. Penn State has had some great recruiting classes. You think of Nolf, Nickel, and Nevels were all, I think they're all #1 in high school. Obviously, Nolf and Nickel did great. Nevels was all right. And I feel like this can be Penn State's best recruiting class of all time. And I was actually thinking about this, thinking, this isn't fair. Kale's already the best coach. Kale and staff, I'll say and staff, right? He's got a great staff too. We should really make this like the NFL or the NBA. If you're the best, you get the last pick. Let's make this fair. Let's give Kale the damn last pick in the draft. He's getting the best picks, right? So, I think it was a little more fun when Kale was, having to get maybe not the best guys and turn them into real scrappers. And now he's getting all the best guys, and it feels almost like an inevitable conclusion what's going to happen. So let's go through this class. Okay, so you got, I'm going to break them down. Luke Little, Joe Seeley, Zach Ryder, Connor, and Cole Mirasola. So there's five main guys. They did have Mason Gibson. He decided to go somewhere else. I would say probably wisely, because that bottom end of the Penn State roster is getting really, really, really deep. I was thinking, what would the over-under be if all 5 of these guys wrestled next year? So let's just say they're on their own separate team. Lilidal, Ryder, Mirasola, Seeley. So that's, we'd say 25, probably 65, 74, 97 heavyweight. I think the over-under is 2.5 All-Americans this year. That's their true freshman years. I really think that's the case. That's how good these guys are right now. And if we've seen anything historical about Penn State, and this is what I've said, I said that Cale Sanderson has probably no other coach before. I mean, maybe you could argue Dan Gable, but I think that's really the only one that you could argue. Taking good guys and taking them to, a next level, a transcendent athlete. You think of a Jason Nolf. He was a very good high school wrestler, but, becomes one of the best all time. Bo Nickel, kind of the same thing. Ed Ruth was a good, not great high school wrestler, becomes amazing. David Taylor was very, very good and obviously went next level. And Zane Rutherford, same thing, right? So you have these guys who are already very good, and then he continues to elevate them to another level. Okay, Luke Little, I said this in my last video, I think he could challenge for a national title this year. I don't know that he's going to win one for sure. You know what? I've honestly only seen him wrestle a little bit of folk style. Pretty much all the Luke Little I've seen is in freestyle. So I don't know how much of a liability the mat wrestling will be for him. I got to imagine he's probably pretty good there as well. But I think he can challenge for a title right away, and I would venture to guess they're going to start him. Joe Seeley, I got to imagine, given who they have in the lineup, whether it's Van Ness, Kasek, Messenbrink, Levi Haynes somewhere in there, I think Seeley's going to be sitting on the bench. And, for a guy who's been a #1, I don't think he's #1 right now because Ladarian Lockett beat him, but he has been a #1 historically. He's going to have a hard time finding the lineup because you have Kasek has 3 more years of eligibility, Messenbrink has 3 more years of eligibility, and Haynes has 2 more years of eligibility. And then you got PJ Duke coming in, which, I don't want to be picking favorites here and someone will get mad at me, but dude, I'm a little more impressed with PJ Duke than I am with Joe Seeley, and that seems crazy to say. And then you have, oh my God, who's the guy that Joe Seeley beats all the time, but he's getting bigger now? Someone help me out. Write it in the comments, please. You know who I'm thinking about. Braden Scholes beat him in the national finals at Fargo. I can literally see this guy in my head, and I can't think of his name right now. Oh my goodness. Anyways, can my editors insert a picture of this gentleman into the things, who I'm talking about here? Okay. Damn it. He goes to Blair also. I know all these facts about this guy, and I can't think of his name. Wow. Anyway, so Seeley, he's gonna have a tough time finding the lineup. Zach Ryder, I don't know. So I don't know where Penn State's going with their lineup, right? Are they going Van Ness and then Haynes and then Messenbrink and then Haynes? That'd be 49 through 74. Because if that's the case, Ryder is going to have to wait a year. They're going to have Carter probably at 84 or 97. You also have Josh Barr in that mix in one of those 2 places. Carter will obviously graduate this year. But if you put Zach Ryder in the lineup, 174 pounds, and you could redshirt Levi Haynes, right? They still have that option. They can also redshirt Tyler Kasek. So many options, so much room for activities. If you put Zach Ryder in the lineup this year as a freshman, I think he does pretty well. I think it's likely that he is an All-American. So I don't know that he'll make the lineup, but I think they can put him in there, and I think he would do really well if he does. Okay, Connor Mirsola. Now, this is my bias. I know how good of a kid Connor is. I know he's younger. He's not super young for his age, but he's like a December 30th birthday. So he's 18, not any older. And I know how hard he works. He's going to get a lot better, right? So if I go 12 months from today, especially given the room he's in, because I just said Kale elevates people. Given the room he's in, he's going to get better from today till 12 months from now. I would love to see him redshirt. So I would love to see Penn State go Barr 84, Starocki 97, although I think it's probably going to be opposite. And then Mirsola gets the redshirt instead on the bench. But if you wrestle Cole Mirsola, guys, I'm not telling you he's going to beat everybody, but I'm telling you by March of 2025, Cole Mirsola is going to be competitive with everyone at that weight. I said Cole, I meant Connor. Cole's heavyweight. Connor's going to be competitive with everyone at that weight class. I can guarantee you that. But I think he'll be better in a year. So my hope is that he redshirts, waits a year, and then goes in the lineup. Again, they have so many options. It's freaking crazy. This is why we need to give Kale the last draft pick. He's got to stop getting the first one. It's making it unfair. And then Cole Mirsola, heavyweight. He's obviously going to sit a year behind Daniel Gregory Kirkland, and that's good because he needs to get a little bit bigger. He's obviously been he wrestled heavyweight this year. He was ranked anywhere between second and fourth. He's very good, works very hard. He will be definitely served by spending a year not starting, getting bigger, getting stronger, get up to, say a 230, 235, something like that, and then he'll be ready to go. If you ask me, of those 5 guys, how many are All-Americans? So I said next year, I think if you wrestled them all, it's 2.5. So how many are All-Americans? By the end of their careers, it's probably, like a 3.5 over-under. I don't know, I think 4 is kind of easy, actually. I think, right? So maybe a 4 or 4.5. And they say, how many are national champions by the end of their career? I think it's the same number. I think you could get 3 or 4 national champions. Maybe, I don't want to say 5. And 5, my brain wouldn't break if they got 5. So this recruiting class, I think, is really amazing. I think, despite how good some of the Penn State classes have been, I think there's all the reason to be more excited about this one. And maybe we can get the NCAA to implement a rule where Kale's getting the last draft pick so he can stop getting better. What do you guys think?